Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match reaction. Burnley 0, Everton 2, then Blues are at it again. Another 3 points, another clean sheet. 4 on the bounce for Everton now, and a brilliant performance really in terms of professional performance. Controlled the game, didn't let Burnley, didn't let Burnley get up ahead of steam really at any time in the game. And a thoroughly professional performance on what was a really tricky game Saturday night at Turf Moor. The manager had to make changes. We knew that Adrissagana game, we knew that Jarrett Branthwaite were suspended. We knew Seamus Coleman and Ashley Young were both out the game. And then we lost Vitaly Mykolenko as well before the game, which is a blow. He's been playing tremendously well, gives us that balance. But the manager brought in Ben Godfrey and Michael Keane. And Everton went to a back three. We had Dwight McNeil as one wing back and we had Nathan Patterson as the other. And you know what? Everton played it really well. Everton controlled it. And you would have thought it was a formation we've been playing regularly. That's how it came across. And I just thought Everton, we've not done that too often. We've not switched formation that often and it's been seamless. But you know what? The two lads who came in at centre-back did a brilliant job. Michael Keane and Ben Godfrey were outstanding. Sorry if my voice is a bit funny. Someone's definitely put a curse on me at the moment because I get over one thing and I've got something else the last few weeks, but hey-ho, just battle through with me. And yeah, Everton started the game okay, to be honest. We always know Burnley were going to be in charge of the ball. We know that they were going to have the possession. We're not that kind of team. Burnley fans will know that anyway. The manager's style, they play a different way now. But Everton still have an element of control. I mean, we've come out with 38% possession of this game, which is Everton's sweet spot. Normally the sweet spot for success, that anywhere between 36 and 40% is the swing for Everton. They're very successful with that. And we were again tonight. We'd had a couple of opportunities before we scored the goal. Both headers actually. Dwight McNeil put one wide of the far post after a good ball in. And then Dominic Calvert-Lewin should have scored. James Trafford made a good save, but I'd backed on there. Great ball in from Nathan Patterson. Calvert-Lewin rose, free header. I'd expect him to score all day long there. Dominic didn't. He headed it down. Trafford made the save. It was too close. It was a good save, don't get me wrong. However, Everton did go and score off the corner. So there you go. Dwight McNeil, deep corner to the back post, and Ammadou Onana planted the header beyond Trafford and into the back of the net. And Everton were a threat off set plays all day long. Burnley just didn't look like they could cope with it. But brilliant to see Onana scoring one of those headers, a towering header. He did score, of course, in the Carabao Cup victory over Burnley last month. And he came up with another goal today. Really good header to put us 1-0 up. We just pressed brilliantly in the first half. We were all over them when they had the ball. We got the ball back a few times, forced them into errors, forced them into making mistakes. And they pressed so well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Jack Harrison, Dwight McNeil, all of them did their job brilliantly. And I think the manager will be absolutely delighted with that. A different way of playing, but the same attitude and ultimately the same outcome of what it's been in the last few weeks. And people can talk about a points deduction, they can talk about it galvanising the team, but that's 10 victories in the last 13 games for Everton. It's a huge win and run. And so people, you know, there should be some context put around that. It isn't just the case of, oh, they got deducted 10 points. Look, they're all together now and they're winning games. We were, in all fairness, doing well before it as well. But 10 victories, 5 away wins this season, which is fantastic already. Manager deserves huge credit for the way he has been able to imprint that on a team that, to use his words, when he was Burnley manager, in his last victories as Burnley manager, this team had forgotten how to win games, certainly away from home. It'd forgotten how to win. And he's he's registered 5 wins already on the travels. And Everton have won 8 games. You have got it. You know, Everton Without a points deduction, Everton would be in 9th place tonight, level points with 8th place Brighton, right on the coattails of European football. Listen, whether or not they remain there for the rest of the season, who knows, but that is just the facts. But right now, we're not. We are where we are, and we're doing well with it. To build on the goal, we carried on doing what we did. We were pressing them, we were closing them down. We did look dangerous, and we did add a second goal. Ball forward from Jordan Pickford, James Tarkowski flicks it on, and his defensive partner, Michael Keane, runs on. Good first touch, good strike. Keeper makes a good save. A little bit fortuitous that it hits the defender and rolls back to Keane. It wouldn't have hit the defender, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Might have had a tap in, but it broke to Michael Keane, and he just had to hit the target, which he did do. He smashed it beyond James Trafford to give Everton a 2-goal cushion. Everton still were a threat right up to half-time off set plays. And it was, could we get the third? Could we add the third? But then at the other end, Burnley, on one of the rare times, they they cut us open. It was great play. I think it was Anduni, the ball across. Vittino, ball across, Anduni's coming in, and Ben Godfrey makes an absolutely fabulous clearance. Otherwise, it's 2-1. Lad's got a tap in for 3 or 4 yards out, open goal, and Godfrey does fantastically well to clear. That saves a certain goal. I think it would have changed the reflect. It would have changed certainly the feeling of the game, and the direction of the game. They'd have been just 1 goal behind coming into that second half. But it was a brilliant challenge from Ben Godfrey. Went in 2 up at half time, came out for the second half. We'd lost Abdoulaye Doucouré. The manager put Lewis Dobbin on, which I sort of understand, trying to have another midfield play, but Dobbin just couldn't really get into it. Just wondered if he should have really gone with Beto and Don, but he put Dobbin on. Dobbin was over on that right hand side. He didn't really get into it, and Burnley with the better. I thought Burnley with a better side in the second half without really doing anything again. We had Jordan Pickford made a good save from Anduni. Brilliant strike from him. Pickford pushed it wide, and Burnley did. They hit the bar, but it was offside. It wouldn't have counted anyway. And they did try to put us under a little bit more pressure. They welcomed Lyle Foster back. Good to see him back in the game after obviously he's had issues with his mental health. So it's good to see him return back to Premier League football. But Burnley, they did go, to try to get balls into the box, but they found no real joy, no real change. Thought James Tarkowski was magnificent. Michael Keane was brilliant, to be fair. Ben Godfrey was excellent. And I thought in general, Everton just did enough. We did carry a threat on the break. We hit the post twice in about 2 seconds off another corner. Michael Keane struck the post, and then Vittino kicked it against his own post as Burnley smuggled it away. And then Beto came on for Dominic Calvert-Lewin late on, and James Garner fed him in, and he tried to dink it over the outcome, and James Trafford, who made a good block, and out that went. Everton could have added to it on the counter-attack. Burnley, though, for me, with the team doing more of that pushing in the second half, as you'd expect. At home 2-0 down, you'd expect them to get on the front foot a little bit. I do think losing Doucouré did affect what we did in that second half, in terms of being able to get us up the pitch. If we'd have had Idrissa Gana Gueye on the bench, he would have been a replacement to come on, and I think that would have helped drive us forward. But we didn't, and listen, we got through it. We got through the game. It's a brilliant win. Jordan Pickford, 4 clean sheets on the run for him. I think Everton have now got the 3rd best defensive record in the Premier League. It's an upward trajectory. The +2 on the goals. Sheffield United have lost today. We've obviously beaten Burnley, so we've opened up 8 points on both of those. We're 7 ahead of Luton. Obviously, their game was abandoned after Tom Lockyer had collapsed. Hopefully, there's good news about him. Fingers crossed, prayers and all that for Tom Lockyer. No one wants to see stuff like that happen to footballers. But Everton have been able to move above Nottingham Forest. They're a point behind Palace, who got a miraculous equaliser at Man City to take there to 17 points. So it's been a really good afternoon. Really good early evening for Sean Dyche at Turf Moor on his return. Man of the match is a tricky one. I think I'm going to give it to Michael Keane. I think Tarky was outstanding, but I think Keane hasn't played for a while. He come in, obviously he's had his critics. He came in, he was absolutely brilliant, and he scored a key goal and defended really well. So I'm going to give Michael Keane my man of the match. Brilliant win for Everton at Turf Moor. Onwards and upwards. Another big one on Tuesday night, now home to Fulham in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. Hopefully Everton can get a couple of the walking wounded back in the squad for that one. And who knows, if we win that one, we're in the semi-final. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great weekend. See you later.